All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are in round number two of the LHSA playoffs, and things are going to get a little more heated because now the top seeds stepping in this week to come in and play and also get in position. And this week is a big week because somebody is going to be playing Thanksgiving week in the state quarterfinals. We got a big one on the Hash It Out Show game of the week. Now we're going to be in Division Two non-select as we got the Opelousas Tigers taking on the Bell Chase Cardinals. We're here with the head coach of the Bell Chase Cardinals, Coach Stephen Meyers. Coach, how you doing?
I'm doing great. How about you?
Good, good, good. What? And I tell you, man, things really script is flipped. Script is really flipped with the program. The program always been maintained. You has done a great job with the program. Last couple years, like you looked at go back 2 years, 3 years ago, you're in, it started with the four divisions in select, non select. You're in a division that you thought, okay, we don't have the enrollment and everything else and all that while we're here. You played
Division
in it, got your playoff win and everything, but you
Yeah,
just
Division
knew
One. Yeah. Against
exactly division. Yep. Things were a little tough. Then all of a sudden, a couple years later, and me and you talked about it, and also, Coach Fidas, our plaque, talked about it, said that we're possibly going down and it's going to help our schools. And I'm thinking about it, I said, that's a great move because I felt like more than anything else, it made perfect sense. And guess what? The progress has totally been made. Better competition for you guys. But then on top of that, you're in the right place, right time. Last year, made a lot of progress with Study Young Team. This season, you're number three. You're at home this time, and possibly if you win this one, you're in the quarterfinals at home. What you can say about how the season has turned around, especially how these seniors came together and had a special year for you guys.
Well, so far the season's been great. I mean, we've done. We've had went to St. Charles, had a rough game that day, but we were in it to the fourth quarter. Um, but the seniors come. They've been around. They've been around. They've won a lot of games. We've won a bunch of games. The last 9 years we've won a bunch, but the last four we've won. Last year we won 9 games. The year before that, that's when we were in five. The five I call it the 5A playoffs. We beat Parkway, and then we lost to Destrehan in the second round. So, but being Division Two helps for sure. We got 800 kids in the school, and we're not going against schools that have 2,000. So it's definitely a better fit for us. And like I said, the seniors, they've won playoff games, and we got a big one this week.
Very much so. And you guys have, the last two games, very importantly, both at home and everything else. It seems like the intensity continues to go up. You guys got to buy at a right time, especially had some little bumps and bruises. But how it's been through that bye week and going into this preparation this week against Opelousas?
It's been good. I think last week we had a good week. We had a good 4 days of practice. Three days went full gear. We hit every day of practice. We even hit Thursday before the game. So, but it was good. It was a good week. It was a good week. And yesterday we had practice on. Today's Tuesday. We had practice Monday and had a really good practice. And I think we're ready to go. We just got to make sure we don't make mistakes and don't give up big plays because Opelousas is a talented team, athletes.
Very much so. Very, very talented. Coach Harry Coleman, a former LSU Tiger, who's coaching the team and everything, and a team that not too long ago won a state championship, actually 2 years ago. And, they're looking to try to get back, but I know they're still young and everything. But last week, very impressive victory, 13-0 win for them, and especially with them winning that thing on the road. I know the one thing you told your kids that we're not going to underestimate this team, and this team is going to be bringing it. What we expect, hopefully, on Friday night from your team, but not just that with Opelousas. What you have seen that made you think that hey, we got to strap up and be ready.
Oh, it's going to be a tough game. I mean, Opelousas 2 years ago was the state champions. Last year they made it to the quarters, I believe. like I said, they got good size. They're very athletic, and their players have been in the playoffs and have won in the playoffs. So they are accustomed to winning in the playoffs. This ain't something new for them. So it's going to be a tough task for us. We just got to make sure, like I said, we just got to make sure we don't make mistakes and don't give big plays, because they're fast, they're big, and they come off the ball.
Let's talk about your team a bit, man. I mean, a lot of great things have been going on, especially both sides of the ball. Um, that backfield has been worked so many wonders with Amari Ambrose, Kyle Wallace, and Dylan Carter, but also you add in a couple other pieces that's been really adding in. But that strength more than anything else has been that offensive line that has just been so consistent all year long, and not just the fact that they had a outstanding performance against Archbishop Shaw. What you can say, and you said it yourself a couple years ago to me, it was like, better look out for this line. We just saw they're just all sophomores. We just say look out for this line in a couple years. They're gonna be lethal.
Yeah, they're doing a great job. I mean, they come to practice. They practice hard. How they don't just run. When we do team, we do offensive team. Then we do scout. We got a lot of guys go both ways, and they run our scout team. Like they're running 60, 70 plays a day, and it's hitting. I mean, we like I said, we go full gear, half gear. We never go just helmets. So yeah, they're getting better. They're getting better as we go, and we expect big things from them. They got a. I mean, Appaloosas defensive line's got good size. They can move and they can run, and so we got to make sure we on our A game. They and Amari and our backs, Amari, Dylan, Carter, Kai, and the other ones. They have been really good also. I mean, they're explosive and they just need a seam. There's a little hole and they can get through. So that's been the key this year.
Very much agreed. On the defensive side of the ball, very very good defensively, and I tell you, the D line from the D line to the linebackers and everyone else, you go from Glenn Davis, who has just been amazing, Savion Bartholomew, your leader, and then also a lot of your there. I mean, I tell you, the leadership has been just amazing, but you guys made some huge plays that really helps out your offense more than anything else. And it seems like you have a very, very good mix, especially defensively making plays.
Yeah, we do a good job. I mean, Savion and Logan Jackson, they do a great job. Squeezing, rushing the quarterback. Glenn Davis, the linebackers, they're sound. They just make the plays they're supposed to, and the defensive backs we're getting better each week. We're getting better, so that's the main thing. We've improved the last 3 weeks, and that's gonna be a big key this week because their quarterback scrambles. When he scrambles is he's got his most worried, and he just because he can run, he throws. He's good. Their quarterback's really good.
That very much so, very much so. And looking at, had to go back a little bit to the Shaw game, the way your team just played, just lights out all throughout the game and everything else, especially how your offensive line really moved Shaw around. Do you think that kind of experience will help you in the Opelousas game on Friday? Because I seen Shaw's defense, and that's a really good defense. But the way you guys moved, I have not seen Shaw defense got moved around like that. What we seen in the Hash It Out Show game of the week.
Well, yeah, going against Shaw is always going against St. Charles, going against Bonneville. We played Bonneville. I mean, that all helps, because they got good players. Defensive linemen are well coached. And being able to move the ball on them did give us confidence, no doubt about it, and because they're a good team, and I thought we moved the ball well on St. Charles, but just couldn't finish and penalties and mistakes, so that definitely that's the experience that's going to help us, should help us out this Friday, should help us out.
And I tell you, I said this before the playoffs that you guys would make a very, very good run because of the fact you have a very not just unique mix, but you have a mix that a lot of teams can have a chance or a lot of times win a state championship. that you have a fact that you have a good sufficient offense, good running game, good defense, and special teams. That's a real huge help, and that could really give another team that's highly offensive problems, especially keeping a team off the field. And you guys, very ball control type offense and everything else. How you guys would feel, if you guys get the, I know it's gonna be a tough 4 quarter because Opelousas, but what would be the feeling that you guys, with those zeros go off the board, you're the victors, and Bell Chase gets their first quarterfinal berth in a long time, going next week to Thanksgiving week?
Well, I mean, that's a long way away. Like you just said, we got to get Apples is going to be tough. Then if you win that, I mean, look, there's a bunch of teams in our division. It looks like that could make it a good ways. West Feliciana. The winner of our games plays West Feliciana and Bruley, and those are two well-coached teams. They're tough. We're gonna worry about that next week, if hopefully, and we just got to worry about Opelousas and just one game at a time, as everybody says, one game at a time.
Absolutely. I'm wondering. I forgot. I'm trying to think what the last time that Bell Chase was in the state quarterfinals. Now
We made it. That would be about 4 or 5 years ago.
yeah,
And we lost to Warren Easton. We went up to Huntington, beat them round 2, and then we had to come back and play Warren Easton. That was tough.
yeah.
Yeah.
I remember that, and yeah,
Yeah.
that was a good run. That was a really
that
good
was a
run.
great run. Yeah.
That was a great
Players
run.
we had, I mean, we've won a playoff game 8 out of 9 years, I believe now. So, and at least one. So, it's a good track record for us. And, the last 9 years, we won about 70-something% of our games. So it's been a good run, and we're going to keep it going. Hopefully we can keep it going Friday night.
And I know it'll be huge if you guys get it done. And on top of that, guess what? You ain't got to even hit the road for Thanksgiving week. So that would be a blessing for your team if you guys get it done. This Friday night, it will be Opelousas Bell Chase at the Cage. It will be countdown to kickoff 6:45, 7 o'clock will be the kickoff of the ball game between the Opelousas Tigers and the Bell Chase Cardinals in Division II non-select second round playoffs. We'll bring it to you live on JB the Sports Guys YouTube page, the Hash It Out Show, tonight at 7 p.m. And we'll talk about the first round of the playoffs going into round number 2 this week with some huge games. Coach Stephen Meyers, thank you so much for joining us. We appreciate it, and we wish you the best Friday night. I know the atmosphere is going to get real, real crazy on Friday. That's a great home field that you have. I like what we've seen with the new digs you have and all that good stuff and everything, the new arrangements and stuff. So it looks really, really nice. And I know Opelousas is going to be has a deep support, so it's going to be a good crowd Friday night.
Oh yeah, there's no doubt. But our home field atmosphere has been getting better each year, and the band's done a great job. The cheerleaders, the dance team, everybody. So it should be a fun night.
Absolutely. Looking forward to you, Coach. Thank you so much, and we'll see you Friday.
All right, thank you.